So, a major change has just happened in India's narcotics law. The Supreme Court, by a 2:1 judgment, has today, that is the 29th of October, just passed judgment which has been awaited by narcotics lawyers, prosecution as well as defense since the past several years. And now, conclusively, at least as a three-judge bench, said that if a if an officer empowered under the NDPS Act gets a confession of an accused person, the same is hit by the provisions of the Evidence Act and it will not be admissible as evidence. To give a little brief background about what this whole mess is about, Section 67 of the NDPS Act says that any officer empowered under the Act can call any person, record the person's statement, and that statement shall be admissible as evidence. Now, if you're recording statements of witnesses, that goes against section 161 and 162 of the Criminal Procedure Code, which says that any statement of any witness recorded by the police shall not be admissible as evidence except for some small purposes. And the other aspect of recording statements, that is confessional statements of accused persons, used to be hit by, or is always has been hit by, the Evidence Act, which says that no confession, admission in police custody or to the police is admissible as evidence. However, Section 67 made an exception to both these rules of jurisprudence and said that any statement recorded of any witness as well as accused person can be admissible as evidence, because the reasoning of the Supreme Court for the past several years was that these officers of the Narcotics Control Bureau, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, all these other organizations, the Central Excise Department, all these officers are not police officers. And that is why the bar of the CRPC and the Evidence Act would not be applicable. Now, I'm not even sure whether the Supreme Court, because I've not got the judgment yet, the news was just released. I don't have a copy of the judgment, so I'm not sure what is the status now qua the statements of the witnesses which are recorded. But at least from the news reports, it is clear that at least the confessional aspect of Section 67 statements has now been dealt with by the Supreme Court by a 2:1 majority. Now, just in case, if the Supreme Court constitutes a larger bench of maybe 5 judges and then it overturns it, it's a different story. But at least for the foreseeable future, any person who is apprehended for contravention of the NDPS Act by any of these officers of any of these departments, they will be considered as police officers, and at the very least, any confessional statement recorded will now not be admissible as evidence against the person. The officers of the departments will have to work harder now to prove their case. It will not just be the confessional statement, but the recovery, the statements of the individual, the independent witnesses, the testimony of the officers of the department as well, the purity reports, the sample reports, all of those things will now hold much more significance. And I can foresee for the next few years several acquittals. One thing that remains to be seen is whether this judgment will have a retrospective effect. Normally, any interpretation of law goes back, especially when it comes to establishing the rights or the liabilities of an accused person, they usually are retrospective. So I can imagine a lot of accused persons who are now convicts, who were convicted under the NDPS Act on the basis of confessional statements. It is very likely that these cases could be opened up again, and then now these people could get an acquittal. Yet it remains to be seen what happens. However, this I feel is a welcome step, though I have assisted counsels for these departments in the past. I believe that as a prosecution agency, the rules of jurisprudence enunciated in the Criminal Procedure Code as well as the Evidence Act are necessary to uphold, and you cannot have an independent statute in the form of the NDPS Act to bypass these rules and regulations. It is also yet to be seen whether this kind of a this kind of a finding can also be made for perhaps other acts where similar powers have been given to officers, such as the Customs Act. Earlier, it used to be there in the Central Excise Act. I am not 100% sure. I've not done any GST matters. I'm not sure whether this power is there under the GST laws. And I believe there are a couple of other laws in which this is also done. The implications will be far wide and will be seen for decades to come.